Hi, I'm Christine from Free Folk Farm here in Anderson, Indiana, and today I'm going to show you how to make seed starting pots out of toilet paper rolls and newspapers. So here is the pot we're going to make out of a toilet paper roll. Each toilet paper roll will make 2 of these little pots, so if you save your toilet paper rolls, you can make little seed starting pots out of those. And then here's the one that we're going to make out of newspaper. So even if you don't buy the newspaper, maybe one of your neighbors does, or local businesses definitely do. So if you ask around, you can find a newspaper. This is with 1 sheet, so finding 1 newspaper can make you quite a few of these little pots. These are a great option because they are low cost or free to make. They do start to, they are biodegradable, so the paper will start to kind of get soggy as you water your seedlings. So you do want to put them on some sort of tray or a plate or just something so that you're not having to pick up the pot itself to move it around. But when you plant these seedlings in the ground, you can plant the entire pot with the plant because they're just made of paper. So they will break down in the soil as the plant grows. They'll compost in your soil, so it won't be litter. They'll break down with the plant. This is also good for some plants because some plants don't really like to have their roots disturbed when they're transplanted, especially cucumbers and squash like zucchini. When you transplant those, they really hate to have their roots disturbed. It stresses them out. So being able to plant an entire pot with your plant it makes some of your plants happier to just not have their roots disturbed like that. So we'll go ahead and get started. So the first half of this video, I'm going to show you how to make the toilet paper roll seed pot, and then the second half will be the origami newspaper seed pot. Let's go.
So we will start with the toilet paper tube seed pot. So what you need for this is just a toilet paper roll with no more toilet paper on it and a pair of scissors. So each toilet paper roll will make 2 little pots. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut this in half. Just go all the way around. So then we have 2 halves. Our next step is to, we want to cut 4 about centimeter long, so just about like the width of your pinky, slits in the end. So it's going to be kind of like a clock, like noon, 3, 6, and 9 is where we want to do these little slits. So I like to do one on the exact opposite side, and then do the last 2 in between those first cuts. So then we have kind of 4 flaps. So then what we do, if you've ever closed a cardboard box without any tape, it's the same idea. So we want to push down 1 flap towards the center, push down the one next to it, then the one next to it, and then on the last one, we're going to tuck the corner under the first corner we put down so that it will stay shut just like a little box. And then it's ready to go. Fill it with soil, plant your seeds in it. Once you do that, you want to put them on a tray because as you water them for the seeds to grow, they will get damp and start to fall apart. So you definitely want to put them on a plate or an old cookie sheet or a seed tray or something like that. But then when you go to plant, they're really easy because the toilet paper roll is biodegradable. So you just plant the whole thing. You don't have to take the dirt and the plant out of the pot. You just plant the whole pot and it will break down in the soil. Now we're going to make these newspaper seed pots. These are a little bit bigger than the toilet paper seed pots. And they are a little bit more advanced to make. All right, so all we need for this newspaper seed pot is a newspaper. So what we're gonna do is take one sheet of the newspaper. We want it in this kind of like long section. So a lot of times it's comes as like a folded over, that's fine. So then what we want to do first is fold this in half, close to where it's already been folded in half, because the newspaper comes folded, except that we want to be sure to line up our corners and fold it exactly on the center. All right, so we have it folded, just the standard where the newspaper comes folded anyway. Then we want to fold it in half again, this time with our crease on one side. So fold it in half again. Now we want to open up that fold. We want to place it so that our crease from the first fold is at the top. And then we want to fold down the top corners to meet that second crease that we made. We want to do that on both sides to make this little triangle top. Okay, then so it'll look like that. The next thing we want to do is take the top layer, so not both, just one layer of this bottom square part, and fold the bottom edge up to the bottoms of that triangle. Whoop. So it looks like this, and then we want to fold that up one more time. So it kind of looks like we're making a hat. So this is where we are now. Then we want to flip it over. We're not going to do those same folds on this side. Instead, we're going to fold the edges over to meet that center crease line on both sides. Like this. So then the next step is to take this bottom flap and fold it up. And then this is where it gets a little bit tricky. This is the one tricky step. We have this kind of flap opening down here, and then we have this that we just folded up. So we kind of want to fold the excess down and behind these flaps, like that. So this is what we have now. So then before we pop this open, what I like to do is take this triangle and just fold it down so it's folded in half, and then open that back up. That just makes kind of a crease where it makes it easier for us to open this up. So then we can pick it up, open it up like a mouth, and kind of stick our hand in there and pop it open, and we'll have a little triangle on the bottom. That's fine. We just kind of push that down to one side and then push down on the inside to crease it. And then we have a pot. So similar to the toilet paper roll pots, these also can be planted directly in the ground once your seeds are ready to plant. They will get soggy as you water them, so you do definitely want to put them on a plate or some sort of sheet, like an old cookie sheet, to keep them from just like falling apart on your counter. But then when you're ready to plant, you just take the pot and all and plant it in the ground, and the newspaper is biodegradable, and it will break down in the soil.
These are both really great options for starting your seeds this spring on a budget. Another option that I really like is to use egg cartons. So if you eat eggs, try and get the cartons that are made of cardboard, not the colored styrofoam ones. So you can take a cardboard egg carton, fill the side with eggs with soil, plant your seeds in each of those little egg pods, and then when you're ready to plant them outside, just cut apart the egg carton into the individual pods, and you can plant the carton as long as it's cardboard along with your plant, and it'll break down in the soil just like these origami pots. These options worked really well for us on our farm when we first got started. We started here in 2018 at a plot downtown where we were renting with really no budget or funding. So that year we worked really hard to find ways to get started without spending any money. So that meant we started a lot of our seeds that spring in paper pots. We saved all of our egg cartons. We even collected the compostable coffee cups from the local coffee shop downtown because they use compostable cups that could be planted with the plants as well. I've also done these origami pots as a project with kids. So if you garden with children, this can be a fun way to get them involved in starting the seeds in the spring. I found that younger kids can handle doing these little toilet paper pots or planting in the egg cartons because they don't take a whole lot of dexterity, and then older kids may be able to do these the newspaper pots just because they're a little bit more advanced. Thanks for tuning into this video. I hope this was informative and useful for you. I hope you have good luck with starting your garden this spring. Happy planting.